was Christmas Eve, and the small town of Frostville was bustling with excitement. Children were hanging their stockings by the fireplace, while families gathered around the tree to exchange gifts. But little did they know, something sinister was lurking just outside their doors. As the clock struck midnight, a strange figure appeared on the streets. It was Santa Claus, but something was different about him. His eyes were blank and soulless, and his skin was a pale, deathly white. He shuffled along, dragging his feet as if he were in a trance. The townspeople didn't know what to make of this strange Santa, but they soon found out that he was not there to bring them gifts. He was there to bring them death. Santa began attacking people in the streets, biting and clawing at them with his rotting teeth and nails. Those who were bitten soon fell ill, and before long, they too were transformed into zombies, spreading the infection to others. The town was in chaos as the zombie multiplied, attacking anyone in their path. The streets were filled with blood and gore, and the screams of the dying echoed through the night. The survivors barricaded themselves in their homes, but it was only a matter of time before the zombies broke through. They had no choice but to fight back, using whatever weapons they could find to fend off the relentless horde. But it was too late. The infection had spread too far, and there was no stopping it. The town of Frostville had been overrun, and now it was nothing more than a ghost town, haunted by the zombie of Santa Claus. As the days passed, the zombie continued to spread the infection throughout the town. Those who were bitten had no hope of survival, and soon, the entire town was overrun with the undead. The survivors were forced to flee, but there was nowhere to go. The infection had spread far beyond the borders of Frostville, and the entire world was now plagued by the zombie of Santa Claus. The government quickly established quarantine zones, but they were unable to contain the outbreak. The zombie were relentless, and they seemed to be immune to traditional methods of extermination. Scientists raced to find a cure, but it was too late. The infection had already taken hold, and there was no stopping it. The military was called in to help, but even they were no match for the zombie. They were forced to retreat, leaving the survivors to fend for themselves. The world was in chaos, and it seemed as though there was no hope left, but there were still those who refused to give up. Small groups of survivors banded together, fighting to stay alive against the relentless horde. They scavenged for supplies, fortifying their makeshift shelters and developing new ways to defend themselves. They had to learn how to live with the constant threat of attack, and they had to learn to trust one another if they wanted to survive. But it was a hard road, and many did not make it. As the years passed, the zombies slowly began to die off, their bodies unable to sustain the infection. But the damage had been done. The world was forever changed, and the memory of the zombie of Santa Claus would live on as a terrifying reminder of the horrors of the outbreak. The story of Frostville became a legend passed down through the generations as a warning to never let your guard down, especially on Christmas Eve. It was a reminder of the fragility of humanity and the power of the unknown. And as the years passed, the survivors of Frostville slowly began to rebuild their lives, but they would never forget the terror that they had endured. The memory of the zombie Santa will forever be etched in their minds as a chilling reminder of the true meaning of fear.